טוב ושלום רב. שרי החוץ של ארצות הברית וברית המועצות דנו היום בוושינגטון בשאלת יהודי ברית המועצות. באירופה תגובות חריפות על הצהרתו של מנהיג הימין הקיצוני בצרפת כי תאי הגזים היו פרט שולי במלחמת העולם. 3 חיילי צה"ל מחטיבת גבעתי נהרגו ו4 נפצעו בהיתקלות שהייתה אמש עם חוליית מחבלים. המחבלים היו בדרכם לבצע פיגוע מיקוח בישראל. ההרוגים הם סרן רונן ישי וייסמן ממושב מסלול בנגב, סגן אלכסנדר זינגר מקיבוץ עין צורים בשפלה.
כוח צה"ל שסרק אתמול לפנות ערב באחת הגבעות הנידחות הללו נתקל במלכודת מוות. מחבלים המתינו לכוח עד שהגיע בשלמותו למקום. המפגש בין המחבלים לבין כוח צה"ל התנהל מטווחים קצרים ולאורך זמן רב. בקרוזים שנסעו איתם המחבלים הפרו-סוריים הם מדברים על מלחמה בישות הציונית הכובשת בדרום לבנון.
אלכס נולד במדינת ניו יורק ב-15 בספטמבר 1962. אחיו שאול גדול ממנו בשנה, ושני אחיו הצעירים ממנו הם דניאל ובנג'י. ב-1973 נסעה משפחת זינגר לישראל לשנה אחת, אך נשארה 4 שנים. אלכס למד בבתי ספר בירושלים וחגג בר מצווה בכותל המערבי. בשנה הרביעית לשירותם בארץ גר אלכס יחד עם אחיו שאול בקיבוץ כיסופים. ב-1977 חזרה המשפחה לארצות הברית וגרה בקרבת וושינגטון, עיר הבירה. ב-1980 החל אלכס ללמוד באוניברסיטת קורנל. הוא בנה תוכנית לימודים אישית שעיקרה לימודי יהדות ולימודים רוסיים. הוא בילה בחופשות הקיץ במכון ברנדייס ברדין בקליפורניה, שם גילה כיצד תואמת היהדות את האידיאליזם שלו. בזמן לימודיו בלונדון, ב-1982-83, אלכס טייל ברחבי אירופה בעקבות ההיסטוריה היהודית. אלכס הוקסם בעיקר מספרד, מנופיה ומעברה המפואר. הוא נסע לביקור קצר לברית המועצות כדי לפגוש סירובניקים, יהודים אשר בקשתם לעלות לישראל נדחתה וחיו בעוני ובחרדה. אלכס עלה לישראל ביום האחרון של 1984, ואחרי 6 שבועות התגייס לצה"ל. אלכס התנדב לצנחנים. בהמשך שירותו עבר בהצלחה קורס קצינים ושירת כמפקד מחלקה בחטיבת גבעתי. Dear Benj, happy birthday. If you decide to make something new, the key is to make your activity something that you are not doing for yourself, to find something that you can do for others. This sounds very, very odd, but it is true. Sorry for preaching, but I don't want you to kick yourself when you're 21, like I am kicking myself, for having wasted so much time when I was younger on myself. Love, Alex. February 3rd, 1985. Dear Mom and Dad, just got off the phone with you just to show you that talking doesn't make me less likely to write. It's Monday now. I'll be a soldier in 7 hours. I'm not worried, so you shouldn't. Dear soul, today is Sunday. The Shabbat, which ended yesterday evening, was the first I've spent on an Orthodox kibbutz. You have to be here for one before you can appreciate the beauty of a community of hundreds of people working together for 6 days and then resting together and making the 7th holy rather than merely workless. April 1st, 1985. Dear Daniel, now things are less rosy and I'm not grinning. My body is deteriorating again. But more than the physical problems are the problems I have when I have too much time to think. I tell myself that I'm in the wrong place, that I will never feel part of my platoon, that I can't picture anyone in my platoon as a good friend, that I don't want to serve in the paratroop battalion, etc., etc. A lot of the indecision comes from the fact that my presence in the Army is voluntary, unlike that of the Sabra soldiers. This means that I spend time thinking whether I made the right choice. Stupid thing to do, but I did it anyway. Every letter from Dad and Saul is painful, as well as happy for me, because both write of things which I miss doing, and I know I could do well. Love, Alex. April 4th, 1985, Sanur. Dear family, today we leave the dream world of the training camp and return to the real army of little sleep and many lineups. The morning sun came up and lit the hills here at Sanur beautifully. I wish you could see this place. I even had a chance to do a couple of sketches. April 17th, 1985, dear Grandma Jean. The army is hard on me, but I think it will get better. The hills right around the base are sensual with their curves and crevices, and everything should move at a pace which is closer sync with the hills. But whenever we enter the hills, we move like Marines and snort and pant and sweat when we should be lying under an olive tree, drawing and sleeping. Oh well. May 6th, 1985, Beit Jubrin. Dear Mom and Dad, today has been one of the hardest days of basic so far. The pain, which is as great as loneliness, comes from fear, pure fear. I fear failure and I fear physical challenges. My lack of fitness makes this fear worse because I know it will make the trials ahead more painful. Remember, this letter was written 2 weeks before you read it, so by now, the problems it discusses are all in the past and all is well.
Beit Lid, June 14th, 1985. Dearest Mother, happy birthday. As I sit in the Beit Lid Army store waiting to go back to the Army for Shabbat, I'm thinking of you. And tears are welling up a bit in my eyes because when I spend time thinking about you, I miss you. And now that it's your 50th birthday, how can I but think of you? I think gratitude, but I won't begin to list the reasons for my gratitude because the list would be endless. I admire the way you've taken your children for what each of them is and added to each of them. You take the world so well, and that makes me happy. Now I must go. I wish I could have been with you. To 120. Love, Alex.
July 2nd, 1985, Tel Nof. It's late morning now. I've already jumped twice. Stepping out of an airplane at 1,200 feet is like nothing else in the world. It is preceded by fear, which must accompany doing anything as ridiculous as stepping out of a secure place into emptiness. Once the fear passes, the jump is so much more pleasant than what I've thought. The second you're in the air, you want to shout and sing. So I did. Basic training ended Wednesday morning at around 11:30 when we received our red berets. The western wall was the end point of the 55-mile Masa Kumta. The views were a joy, as they always are as one enters Jerusalem. But on foot, in moonlight through valleys of pine, the entrance is specially special and moving.
November 29th, 1985, Lebanese border, dear Catherine. I'm not stationed in Lebanon, but at times we have to go in. You must never forget that my being where I am is not a result of my worldview, but of the fact that if we weren't here, Israel would live in terror. And because we are here, and what we do, even the settlements on the border are quiet. When I guard at sunrise, and the snow-capped Hermon turns to pink, and the sky to every shade of purple, and the Muezzin calls the faithful to prayer in the village below, and I'm warm because the heater is working, and I'm singing to myself because beauty makes me want to sing. Then the moment takes me away from the trials of the army, and I am at peace, and I know you would like to see it. Ides of March, 1986, dear Saul. Your Africa letter reminded me of my feeling last week in Shechem and earlier in Lebanon when I found out that our interrogation methods are more brutal than I would admit to journalists. The reason for unfairness must never be forgotten by those being unfair, or they get carried away. I wish you were here. I have lots of things troubling me which I'd like to talk out with you. I feel very much alone tonight. I need to find a girlfriend who is incredibly beautiful and sexy, doesn't spend too much time thinking of how to please me. Right. Love, Alex. June 1st, 1986, Officers' School, dear family. In just 1 month, I was supposed to be getting out of the Army, but I'm here in the middle of nowhere. Only this nowhere belongs to the IDF Officers' School. As it becomes quickly too dark to write, I enjoy the calm of the falling darkness, the calm of the silence, but for the wind, the calm of knowing a hard day is behind me, and I can rest.
August 17th, 1986. Once in a while, as I progress toward the course's end, I feel a pang of fear. Today I felt such fear. If the war comes, when the war comes, I will have to lead men to die. But those men were not men a short time ago. Some don't even shave yet. And I will have to have the calm power to yell to them or to whisper, Kadima. And I will have to have the calm power to step forward myself.
December 20th, 1986, dear Catherine. There are many things about this country which I truly hate. There's a long list. But because I see the place as my home, I don't pile the cons on one side of the scale and the pros on the other and come to a conclusion whether it was worth staying here. This country is my home emotionally, religiously, and in any other way except the location of my family. Home is home, and it will take more than irritations to force me to leave. I want to make this place better. Love, Alex.
August 16th, 1987. The tents of the encampment were folded up and sent to brigade headquarters. And in general, the battalion prepares itself for the next 2 to 3 months. Kav. Today, the officers and sergeants are going up, and Tuesday, the soldiers will join.
Last letter, unfinished. September 13th, 1987. Dear Harold, the day after tomorrow, I'll be 25. This is a good age, prime of life. It is once again a time of decision for me. I've decided I would like to be a company commander. So I don't feel like I'm aging. The fact that I'll finish my next position at age 26 or 27 is not worrisome. I'm pleased that... אלכס נפל בקרב נגד מחבלים בארדוב ביום הולדתו ה-25 ב-15 בספטמבר 1987.
Dear Alex, you have left us so much of yourself, so many drawings, so many writings that make us smile and think about life, yours and ours. We can hear your laughter, feel your joy, and we are powered by your message to do. Do as you believe and people will follow you. Do what is right, because only then will you have the power to affect the world. We and Saul, Daniel, and Benji, together now in Israel, are all trying to make you proud of how we build our lives. Love, Mom and Dad.